This is 3 easy ways to make your own British bubble. Hi, I'm Daniel. I live in New York City, but I used to live in London for 4.5 years before moving here, and I am an Anglophile, and I do miss London so much every single day. And this is how I coped when I moved here, when I was experiencing homesickness for Britain. So, first is the visual. For TV and film, British TV and film, I download the BritBox app and go for the subscription. It's only like around $8 a month. It doesn't really cost that much, and although Netflix, Hulu, and Prime gives you British content, there's more. There's BritBox gives you more, as well as current videos and shows from Britain. Of course, there might be some shows that might not be available on BritBox while it's being released in the UK, but rest assured it eventually will be there. And one example is Ludwig. I was searching for that show and it was not available anywhere else. Then eventually BritBox featured it, and BritBox is a production or is a creation of the BBC and ITV. It does make a difference when you have access to British TV shows, because it actually makes me feel like I'm there. And I think TV and film has always been the case. It's always been very transportive. I remember the first show I watched when I moved here, just to help me with my homesickness for the UK, is W something, which is on Netflix. It's a show, it's a comedy show of how life in the BBC is. Number 2 is for audio. I've downloaded the Global Player and the BBC Sounds on my iPhone and iPad, and I listen to Heart Radio, Classic FM, sometimes Capital, and on the BBC Sounds I listen to BBC 4, BBC 2, sometimes Termain Radio, and also the Desert Disc Sessions. So I'm very happy that that's available on the BBC Sound. Of course, because we're in the States, the BBC Sound app cannot play, or the Desert Discs cannot play the whole song of what's being mentioned, but it plays part of it, so you still have an idea of what those song choices are from the artists. Number 3 is, although we have audio and visual, but it's very helpful. It helps you to stay connected when you are updated on the news in the UK, and I do still keep in touch. I used to use The Guardian, even way back before the UK. I would like to keep updated with UK politics or just with UK writers. I would go to The Guardian, and they also have a US perspective on politics and news. And then I subscribed to the Telegraph, because they have good writers. Now with The Guardian, they are left-leaning, Telegraph is right-leaning, but I am there for the writing, beautiful writing, and just to stay updated with UK current events. Or I've got The Guardian, the Telegraph, and I also look up Evening Standard. I know that it doesn't really go in deep, but it's something that it's always my little thing back in the day. After I would go to the grocery store, I would just pick up their paper and just browse through. So and I also enjoy their weekend magazines. So those are my 3 easy ways to create your British bubble wherever you are, and that is the BritBox for TV and British TV and film. You've got Global Player for the radio or BBC Sounds, and finally is subscription to the Telegraph, which is like $9 for a year, and then you can share that subscription too for free. Or you can do the free route of The Guardian and Evening Standard. That's it. If you want more tips for, if you're an Anglophile and you want more tips or join my community, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more content. I'll see you next time. Bye.